please help me welcome Barry Gordon. You know him as the voice of Michelangelo. Yes, that's right. Good job. Please help me welcome Townsend, Coleman. And last but certainly not least, please help me welcome out the leader of the Turtles, Leonardo, Clarke.
And when he said limit your questions, I think what he meant was limit them to Cam questions.
Hi, everybody.
Hello, welcome to Long Beach.
Yeah, man.
I'm super excited. It's my first time here. I think I'm gonna start off by asking the obvious question, and that is, were you aware when you auditioned? Were you aware of the previous comics or the previous IP that was out there, or was your audition the first time that you heard about these Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles?
I know. I think I'm the only one who was vaguely familiar with the comic books.
Okay.
I hadn't learned to read
Right.
yet.
Well,
You'll get there one day.
that's because you invented fire. And that came first. But my knowledge was just cursory because, as most of you know, the Turtles. It's a charming story. It's really one of those great American, rugged individualist success stories. A couple of guys probably drinking a little bong water and saying, I know, how about? And now they just, in fact, Peter and Kev, I think now have their own National Historic marker in New Hampshire.
New Hampshire.
They do?
Yeah, it's cool. And they have the government has put this, I think it's the federal government, because that's on the National Register of Historic Sites. And so,
Isn't it a sewer?
it is, it's a sewer cave.
Wait, what?
And it says this is where, I'm not sure this, I forgot which city in New Hampshire.
Ninja Turtles.
Yeah, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles was created here in 1984.
What
Yeah.
town is that? Where?
It's, I don't know if it's, wait a minute. Let's see, Baton Rouge, Louisiana, Indianapolis. Don't remember what New Hampshire is.
Well, we find out that they have a pond there.
Oh my God, well, we do go to, we've been to New Hampshire.
I think it was
sorry.
Manchester.
No, but the point is that we know what has happened as a result. And I might as well have not known it. Townie's actually has the story about how this came about for us to read.
Right.
Yeah, because Robbie and I were working on a show called Fraggle Rock at the time. Yeah, and our voice director, Stu Rosen, came into one of our Fraggle Rock recording sessions one morning and said, "You guys aren't going to believe what I'm casting and directing next."
Yeah.
And out of his briefcase, he pulls a Ninja Turtle comic book. And like Robbie said, he had heard of it. I think he was the only one who had. I'd never heard of it before. And I looked at Stu and I said, "Yeah, well, good luck with that."
Yeah, I didn't even have that heads up. I got the call from my agent, and he just said, "Yeah, you're going to be reading for something called, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles," and talking about bong water, And I asked him, I want what you're smoking, and because I just thought he was kidding me. And he said, no, it's, and then he did say, he said, no, it's been a, graphic novel or comic book, whatever he called it. And, but I didn't know anything about it. And then when I went, and they had some, pictures of the characters, and we all read for all four, which was kind of interesting. And when I went, it was like, ooh, interesting. Never gonna happen. I'm just never gonna be. But I'm gonna like it if I get it. It looked like good writing and it looked like fun. But I've been involved with other shows that I thought looked good and looked like fun, and they lasted for about 5 minutes. So No, I had no idea, but I had not heard of the comic book.
Cammy, you auditioned for all 4 Turtles too, didn't you?
That's right, Cam, I think you didn't, you auditioned for all 4.
Oh, me?
Well, especially, I think you were right down to the wire for
Yeah.
Michelangelo.
So what my brothers are talking about is when we got the gig, they knew this one was Raphael, and they knew that one was Donatello. They knew they wanted Townie and me, but they didn't know which was which. He says, "We like those guys. We'll figure it out. One of you is going to be Leo, and one of you is going to be Mikey." And I really wanted to be Michelangelo. So we sit down at the first record.
This is great.
And they go, okay, so we'll do it read through one way and then we'll switch. So to decide who in this first read would be which, Cam, you're Leo. I swear to God. That's how they decided. So we do the first read and
First
I'm
show.
First show, and I'm like, you boring. I want to be Michelangelo. And so we go on our break. We come back and they go, okay, let's record. I'm going, teacher, you said we were going to switch. Yeah, no, let's just leave it like this. We're good. Yeah, but. And I was so disappointed because we started recording and we got these 3 goofy coconuts doing all their wackiness, and here I am being the straight man. Pardon the expression.
The most sartorial, specific clothes lines of the
And so I was just really bummed that I'm like the 10th pole and they're all going dee, 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 dee. So I started to try and slip in a little of that kabuki guga that they were doing.
Actually, that's my stage name, is Kabuki.
When you're
That's their stripper name, isn't it?
Yeah, my stripper.
Kabuki with the doodah.
So I start making Leo almost a little more like a deflator mouse, which was a spoof, a parody. And on the next break, the director says, "Hey, Cam, can I see you in the hallway out here? Was you going to steal my lunch money?" And I go, "Sure." And this gal, Subaru, she's about 5 foot tall, right? I'm like 6'1". And she looks at me like this, and she goes, "What are you doing? Honey, what are you doing?" I'm like, what do you mean? What are you doing? I went, "Well, just, trying to make Leo kind of, goofy like the other guys." "Well, don't." You're the leader.
Yeah.
And they're all the goofy guys. Let them do that. And, you're the guy who toes the line. And I was really disappointed. But after the first 5, I was able to go, okay, this is my gig. This is what I do. And they get to all do that kooky stuff. So my favorite episodes were those couple where Leo goes, "Yeah, I'm not in charge anymore." Or he gets hit on the head and he, who do I think I am? Not Mitzi
Kabuki
but-
Guga.
Kabuki Guga. Anyway, so I got on board, but that's how it was decided.
Well, and also, if I can say it, Cam wouldn't do this because he doesn't brag like me. Once he was able to pay cash for a jet,
Skis.
yeah, no problem. Leonardo, great. Can I get some more emphasis so I can fuel it up? So we came here on Cam's jet. Ski.
But honestly, who do you know who can take the catchphrase?
Oh, yeah.
We've got to think of something fast
Oh, yeah.
and make it spark.
This is the definitive reading. Go ahead.
Yes.
The way Cam does.
We've got to think of something fast.
No.
We got to think of something fast.
And you know what else? And thank you, and deservedly so. But also gives us a lesson in punctuation. Because behold the power of the lowly cow. We gotta think of something fast. Well, Corvette. Oh, we gotta sing of something fast.
We gotta think.
Think of something fast. Yeah.
What are you, Christopher Walken?
Yeah, but
Yeah.
I mean, the thing is, all you guys have catchphrases, and when I started to do cons with these guys, they said, you write your catchphrase and a signature. And I said, what catchphrase? Donatello has never had a catchphrase, What am I going to write? Something about neutrons? I don't know what I'm going to write. So I finally something clicked in my head, and I said, I think I said this once. Now, I don't know if I did, but I think I did, which was give 'em shell. So I've been sticking with give 'em shell.
It's a funny
But
comedy.
Donatello really never had a catchphrase.
Yeah, and sometimes he borrows Chuck Lorre's lyric.
Yes, Donatello does machines.
By the way, did you guys know that? You guys know who Chuck Lorre is? Yeah. He wrote the theme song. Did he? Turtles. Because he needed money.
Yeah.
No, he used to write commercial jingles.
Yeah, he sure did.
Before he became a billionaire.
Yeah.
And, producing 2.5 Men and Big Bang Theory and
Yeah.
on and on and on.
Yeah. So he wrote our theme song and performed it, and that's him singing
Right.
on it.
Yes.
Cool.
And doing all the crazy little voices that were supposed to be us.
That we didn't get paid for doing.
So you got an 11-minute answer to a very simple question.
So thank you, Milo.
Yeah.
One of my favorite stories about turtles comes from Judith Ho, who
Oh
April
God,
O'Neil
we
in the-
love.
yes.
in the live action, and so when she was cast, she was filming Cadillac Man with Robin Williams, and she was like, "Oh, I'm just doing this thing." And when Robin Williams found out that she was doing Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the movie, he lost his mind.
Flipped out.
Right?
Really?
Have you guys had that at conventions, at other things where other celebrities, other guests have come up to you and just been like, "This show, your voice, this character was totally my life"?
Who's the guy from Supernatural?
Well, that's what I was going to say. Yeah, Jared Padalecki. And he was at a con, and we all fan out. I mean, we're like you guys. When we go into the green room, and there's someone there that we haven't met that we've loved on TV or movies, that we're big fans. So I
We're in the green
love
room
Jared
with them, so-
Padalecki. He was so cool, and I loved Supernatural, and so I just kept saying all weekend, "Got to try to meet Jared Padalecki. Got to say hello to Jared Padalecki." And we were in the green room, and someone came up. I guess it was his assistant, and someone came up and said, could you guys combine with Jared Padalecki's table, because he's a huge Turtles fan.
Amazing. Crazy. I was
Absolutely crazy.
years ago, and Townie did me such a solid. Years ago, I was fortunate enough to sing the anthem at Dodger Stadium, and thank goodness Townie was there taking all these pictures. And as I finished, I was walking through the dugout to go back to go watch the game. I'm a big sports geek, and I get a tap on my shoulder, and it was the Dodgers third baseman at the time. Justin Turner. Okay. Red guy. I think not where he's playing now. I think he's in Seattle.
No, I think it's with Chicago.
Is he with Chicago? He's been all over the place, but he won the series with the Dodgers. And he says to me, "Are you really Raphael?" And of course, he's ready to go to work, and there are people filtering in. It's the beginning of a game. And I said, "Yeah." And he opened up his Dodger jersey. He's got a Ninja Turtles t-shirt. And then I signed a picture for this guy who makes, $20 million a year playing ball. And he was flipped out and his wife was standing behind him, and she got a little tearful. She said, like happened today a couple of times, "You will never know how much how much this means to my husband. He has every turtle, everything. When he goes to spring training, he takes his Ninja Turtle backpack. And
It's Ninja Turtle bed sheets.
yes! Yeah, and then, I don't know, a year later, I'm from Detroit, and a few years later, I got to throw out the first pitch at Tiger Stadium. And Tigers sucked in those days, and we had a couple of kids come up from the minors to get some big league experience, and I threw the ball in the air from the mound over the plate. Now it went like this. I didn't want to throw him a breaking ball because it would break my arm. But I threw it to a sweet kid from the Dominican Republic, didn't speak a word of English, and he came out to give me the ball, and he says, Raphael, los tortugas niños? I said, sí, cowabunga! Just the most charming, and that, honest to God, you guys, all of us, we cannot quantify what all this love means to us. It's just the best, and it's everywhere.
Yeah.
Pretty
I
cool.
got to follow up on that Justin
Yeah.
Turner story, because Justin then also showed us a picture of the shoes
Oh, yeah.
that he had painted.
Adidas made them, yeah.
Yeah, custom made by Adidas. Was it for the series, World Series?
He won the World Series with his custom-ordered Adidas cleats with Ninja Turtles on them.
Yeah, it was all painted Ninja
Pretty
Turtles.
cool.
It's
Yeah.
crazy.
So it ain't about anything but turtle power.
Did you say turtle powder?
Well, we're expanding. Into, we're going to be at Sephora.
Cologne.
Cologne. Have you been to Sephora lately? Because there's a whole segment of turtle powder.
So, speaking of continuing that love, would you like to hear some questions?
Please.
Sure. So, if you guys have questions, please feel free to start lining up. Shot.
Who?
Oh, the later generation from 2003. They're
There
your
was other
replacements.
incarnations than...
The newer ones.
What?
Yeah, there are other.
We've been-
You
we've
did it
been
with Turtles
replaced.
Forever, that one movie.
No. Well, look, to us, and I know we've all had the privilege of being friends for a long time, and to be even family now. It turns out we've got this enormous family of turtle folk, and fans really are just friends whom we've not yet had the pleasure to meet. So now we've got all these new friends as a result of the show. But with respect to art and artists, what is so great about Turtles is the extent to which it connects with young artists who say, "Oh, I love this," and then like somebody might get a call about their 8-year-old in 2nd grade and say, "Mrs. Paulsen, your son Rob is drawing Ninja Turtles, but he's not tracing them. You might want to keep an eye on him. He's really good." And now there are people producing a new iteration of the show. And that is kind of the strength of, I think, Turtles, is that
Well, that's the brilliance of
Yes.
the whole franchise.
Yeah.
Is that there's a Ninja Turtle iteration for almost every generation that's
Yes.
come along.
Right.
In the 35 years,
40 years now.
40, almost
Yeah.
40 years that we've been doing our show. I will tell you that when we were doing our show, we've been on the air for a couple of years, and we found out that they were going to be doing a live action movie that
35th anniversary this year.
they were going to have guys in suits. We knew that would mean that they'd have to have somebody providing the voices, and we figured, well, we are the Turtles, they're just going to be using us. And then they didn't. And we were like, well, wait a minute, what's going on? Right? But then, looking back, I really think that's the brilliance of the franchise.
You've got a
is
great-
that every single iteration of it has its own personality.
That's it.
And that, because Barry's got a really good take on that, about the fact that, that's the strength of this thing.
Oh, it is. It is. Well, we shared it. And no, it is.
Yeah.
It's every iteration is different. I think if they had used the same voices over and
That's my
over and
point,
over again, I don't think the Turtles franchise would have lasted as long.
I don't either.
And I really believe that that it was smart. And yes, we were disappointed, and we didn't
Of
know.
course, we would have done even better
That's right.
business if they stuck with us.
But everything has a different, some of them have incredible animation. Maybe the characters aren't as well delineated, but it doesn't matter because there's other things to look at,
Yeah.
right? Some have a great story. They're all different. And that's why I think that a crowd like this exists, because it's not just for 87, but what's really cool is when people, have grown up on 2003 or 2012, and then kind of get curious and go back and say, gee, I wonder what the 87 was like.
Yeah.
And a lot of those folks come to our tables and say, wow, we didn't know about the 87, and now we really like the 87 too. So it's very cool.
Thanks for your question. Let's
Yeah.
get to some of our other
Thank
Yes,
you.
more questions.
people saying that. And I said, Robbie, come on, who's gonna want our autograph? Something like 5 minutes ago. And he puts a gun to my head, says, please, will you just once. So he gathers us all, and we went to some old Hollywood restaurant, and like a bunch of old Shriners.
Yeah. Drink up, Shriners, yeah.
And he explains how this whole thing works, and we were like, oh, and I'm like, okay, but just one.
Yeah.
Not committing to the. And we were all just shocked at that you guys don't go.
No, and that's true. We've all had the privilege. Just
We're
today.
here because of him.
Well, thank you, but no, we're here because of you guys.
Yes.
But even today, we all continue to have this wonderful experience in which you take your time, you drive, you fly, you bring the most precious thing in the world, your children, because you all share it. Then you stand in line.
And you bring your money.
Right.
That's the most precious part of all.
Well, it's true. Money's great, turtles. So, but you, and often through tears, you apologize. Oh my God, I'm sorry, I don't know. Oh, we know exactly why. Because it's powerful, and it does nothing but bring you joy. Often, joy, despite horrific circumstances that some of you may have had to endure as children, that none of us ever had to deal with. None of us. And so, the privilege of hearing that much honesty when you just have to tell us what this means is something that it's impossible to quantify. And the first time, it was really great when we did this, I look at Cameron, not only is he going like this, but I caught him going like this. Because it changes our lives too. We go home exhausted from saying thank you. Who gets to do that? And it's for no other reason than all of you.
Tell him about your soldier boy.
Yes. Oh, the guy that said the patch?
Yeah.
This is powerful.
This is just a couple of shows back.
Yeah.
So I haven't this weekend, but typically I put out a little menagerie of stuff, of just collectibles that fans have given me, or in many cases made me. But earlier this summer, we were up in Washington State, and a guy came up in what looked like fatigues, and I could get the sense that he had been military. And he comes up to me and he pauses, and then he gets choked up before he even starts. And he hands me a patch. Now it's a patch that I actually have one would typically put out on my table. And it just says, it's a picture of Michelangelo's head, and it just says, "Cowabunga it is," across the top. And so he hands me a patch that's identical to this, except it's quite used, worn, dirty. And he says to me, "Mr. Coleman, I need you to have this patch." And I said, "Wow, tell me why." And so he tells me that he had been in the military, was in several tours of duty over in Iraq and Afghanistan. And he said, "I kept this patch on my shoulder my entire time that I was in the service. And when I would go into battle," and then he got choked up more, And he said, I would hold this patch and think of Michelangelo and what he would do in this situation. And now I'm getting choked up. And I'm thinking, this is nuts. He says, you saved my life. And I said, whoa. I mean, I didn't save your life, but I like to think that something about what I gave Michelangelo, and the writers gave Michelangelo, and the animators gave Michelangelo, somehow translated into something that gave you some sort of power, some sort of hope, some sort of, will to go on, and strength and courage. And he said, that's why I need you to have this patch, because I can't thank you enough. And those kinds of stories, you guys, I mean, we hear stuff like this so often, and there's nothing that replaces that in our hearts, in our appreciation and love, truly, for each of you. So thank you for the question.
Not my case for not doing something. I came out here and gave rules, and you broke 2 of them.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, we'll do that, but we'll save it to the end, okay, so we can do it, and we'll say,
Tortoise power because of Talking Tunes.
oh, thank you, that's very kind of you, sir.
That was a masterpiece, hands down.
Well, thank you, and it's, again, I'm good at my job, we all are, but the reason my podcast struck a nerve is the reason I told Cammie and the rest of these boys that we have to do this, because I've had the privilege of knowing these guys for close to 40 years now, and some even longer, and to be able to grow up with these talented folks, and we're all healthy, and we get this privilege where we can soak this up, and they're so gifted that you just touch them, and off they go. And my show was just me being, okay, now you go, and it was a good one.
There's an answer from one of us.
Okay, go ahead.
So, favorite iteration, you're going to be shocked. It's the Michael Bay movie. I really like the Michael Bay movie.
Very controversial.
It's okay, he has opinions. He has opinions.
I told you I'm in trouble. I thought that the delineation of the characters was really good in the Michael Bay movie. A lot of the other versions kind of fell into everybody being surfer dudes. And the Michael Bay movie went back to the individualism of the 4 characters.
There's nothing wrong with
I
the
did
surfer
like that.
dudes, dude.
Yeah, but Donatello never really fit in that milieu. So,
Hi. Just remember he has his own gym. It's a small one, but he has one. Mine is...
I'm sorry, what?
You better dig us up fast.
Probably is from 2012, right?
Well, yeah, except that my favorite line, I think ever, is Raphael said, "Does the phrase go suck a lemon only mean..." That was written by our brother David Wise, who was the genius that wrote the first pile of turtle stuff. How about you, Barry?
See, I have so many choices about neutrons and things. No, I would say probably you wouldn't last 5 minutes in a Ninja Pizza parlor.
Mine would be, yeah, well, don't count your weasels before they pop, dick. Oh, wait a second.
Wrong show.
Wrong show.
All right, rapid fire.
Great antagonist. Fresh Prince of Bel-Air was also another very important show in my life.
Right.
Rest in peace, The Great Stroke. If you could share a quick story about that, that'd be great.
And it's the truth, that we can never say enough. The only thing more prodigious than his countenance was his heart. Just a great, wonderful young man. and he had Nimitz class feet.
Oh my God.
I mean, he would come to work and take off his sandals, and then he would pick up Renee Jacobs' April. He picked her up like an Oscar.
She's so tiny, he's so huge.
Oh man! And you know, also very quickly, when he was really quite torn when he got Fresh Prince. Obviously, he had to take the gig, and he used to. When we had the pleasure to see him occasionally afterwards, after he got that gig, he told me, he said, "I don't care who the guest star is that week. They all say, 'Are you really sure?'" Yeah, so he was great. Your fandom was well placed. Good man.
Thank you very much.
Love your shoes, dude.
Wow, you look great, buddy. No, you look great. Yeah.
And just look which turtle he is.
Well, like you said, quick, I gotta think of something real fast.
Yeah.
Oh, I like the addition of the word real. I have to work that in real fast.
What is your question, sir?
Hi, just want to thank you because as an older Turtle fan, you guys were my roots growing
Thank you.
up, and most of my friends they know the newer generation of Turtles, but I always tell them, hey, the '87 Turtles are the root. They're the most important franchise because without you guys, it wouldn't have been the franchise what it is today. Two real quick, I know you guys.
What, the person behind you has a stick. I just want to. Two.
I have his size. So
Yeah.
okay.
Good luck.
One question, real quick.
Okay, one question.
Yes.
Okay.
It does! That's my life. Raise your hand if you will find
All
out.
right. Hands up for pineapple, yes. Hands up for pineapple, no. Oh, pineapple, yes, win.
You guys clearly don't know your piece.
Hi, real quick.
My name is Will.
Hi, Will.
Yeah, I grew up on the show and started from '87 on. You guys were big heroes to me as a kid, and big fan of Leonardo. But
Well, thank you.
you're welcome. This is a question like for Rob. Since you,
You know he's right here.
well, since we you've done the voice for both Raphael in '87 and Mike Donatello from 2012. Since you've done two, would you mind able to do the other two later on in the future?
Well, these guys.
No.
These guys are.
No!
I often suggested they be careful walking to their car. They don't know what to
Yeah, we wait for something to
do.
happen
Happened
to
to
you.
years. You know what? I am impossibly fortunate to have gotten to do this one. Because when you're the original on anything that becomes this, it's pretty special. To get another crack at it was fantastic. Also, I made it very clear that as soon as I knew that Barry was not involved, and that it was not like, well, it's between you and Barry. I
He
knew
leapt at it.
none of us would have done it. However, I do sort of half-kiddingly, all of us, if we live long enough, might be able to knock all of them out. If I live to be 100, who knows?
Well, you called me.
I did.
He actually called me.
Yeah, because
Told me. I
we
said,
love each
"Go
other.
for it."
You know, we really are brothers in real life, and never in a million years would any of us try to get over on one of the other ones. And we've all had, sadly, the experience of sometimes you're trying to, make a couple of bucks more, and you're trying.
My first animation series was taken away.
Oh boy, here we go.
They were doing a remake of Johnny Quest. Well, this is 1,000 years. This is about 40 years ago. This remake, and I was so excited. I was doing the voiceover stuff, and I couldn't wait to tell mommy and daddy and blah-bitty blue. And then next time I'm back at our agency's
You got hired to
office-
be Haji.
Yes, I was Haji. And
We have to think of something fast. Sorry. Go ahead, Jeremy.
no, and we were with the same agent. And I'm in there doing an audition or something, and Rita, the head of our agency, she claims, "Hey, Kim, can I see you for a second?" I'm like, "Sure, what's up?" Do I have another series? Well, no, it's they're replacing you on Johnny Quest. I went, who, with, oh, well, doesn't matter. No, I want to, Paulsen. So my first experience in the business we call voiceover, I'm replaced. What was your name again?
My Townsend Coleman. Anyway, but thank you very much. No, it's just a privilege, and all these guys, I know we gotta go, but all these fellas, every one of them, from the get-go, like, dude, congratulations, great group. And we all got to talk to each other in an episode called Transdimensional Turtles.
Yes.
Where I got to talk to Rap, and then we were all, it was so cool. Yeah, but thank you for watching.
Thank you.
Okay.
And I don't think of Rob as replacing me.
can't.
I think of it as an homage.
An homage.
So.
Right.
So we are about to be kicked out.
Yeah. Okay, here we go.
1, 2, 3.